Twist on soft serve, twist cone.
Super soft texture soft serve.
This has a crunchy cone.
Deliciously soft.
Write all that down, Jeremy. Blue Bunny, we make fun.
Money is power. So with Boost Mobile, we help you find ways to keep more of it. Get 3 unlimited data lines for $30 a month each with a free 5G phone when you switch. All on one of America's largest 5G networks. More power to save. Boost Mobile.
Tomorrow on ET, Julie Chen Moonves gives us a sneak peek at Big Brother Season 24.
I may have said too much.
Then it's the new Netflix series everyone will be talking about.
So I understand you want a sex room.
Meet the woman dubbed the Mary Poppins of sex rooms.
Is there anything you've ever said no to?
No, I don't say no.
I'm just going to say I'll be watching.
You have a pretty big house. You got extra rooms, I'm just saying. Before we go, the Backstreet Boys added a 6th member to their group. Who?
Drink!
Happening now.
We're in the city of Brackettville, just 30 miles north of the border, where county officials are speaking out in regards to border safety. We have the details coming up.
2 men found shot and killed this morning on the northeast side. What we know about them so far.
And there's only one way to say it. It is going to be hot over the coming days, and unfortunately even hotter than what we experienced today. Coming up, I'll have the latest on this Texas sizzle. The news at 5 starts right now.
At first at 5, the body of a man who went overboard over the weekend on Canyon Lake has been found this afternoon. The family identifies him as Rob Berlingeri. He's been missing since Sunday.
Canyon Lake Fire and EMS, along with dive teams from Hays County and Texas Parks and Wildlife, made the recovery. Our John Paul Barajas is at Canyon Lake Boat Ramp number 1. John Paul, what can you tell us?
Steve, Patty, right now the boat ramp is still closed off, but those agencies that you mentioned have pretty much started to clear out the scene down there. We just saw an ambulance and a boat take off. And again, as you mentioned, they found the body of Robert Berlingeri. His brother-in-law telling me over text this afternoon that he was the one who had to confirm the identity. So obviously a very emotional time for the family. Now, we're told that yesterday, or Sunday rather, Robert was holding his 2-year-old toddler when a wake hit the boat, sending them both into the water. The mother of the child then jumped in after them, and the two struggled to stay above water, having to pass their baby back and forth until finally people on a different boat were able to rescue the daughter and mother. When they turned around to get Berlingeri, he had gone under. His sister called he and the baby's mother heroes for saving their daughter's life. She added yesterday she thought he was already dead, but they wanted to find the body so they could have a proper burial and funeral. Berlingeri's family says they remember him as an excellent father who was very protective and just overall an awesome person. His drowning is the second in as many months here on Canyon Lake. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, John Paul. A border emergency. That's the situation declared by officials in Uvalde, Kinney, and Goliad counties this afternoon.
Yeah, the announcement comes as the southwest border currently reports some of the highest numbers of encounters nationwide.
Alicia Barrera is live in Brackettville, where some of the less populated border cities and county officials say they're facing major safety challenges and need more resources.
Good afternoon. Yeah, that's the bottom line here. They're just wanting more help. There's frustration. Some of the counties that were present today, their sheriffs saying that their deputies, the staff is maybe 7 deputies. And can you imagine having to take care of their people, their population, their community? So they're asking Governor Abbott to step up once again. They say they are thankful for the money that has filtered in through Operation Lone Star, but they say with these numbers, they simply cannot keep up. So what they're asking for specifically today was for a declaration of local state of disaster, and then other counties stepping up also to request that Texas, the governor of Texas, talk about the border as an invasion. Let's listen in.
Some people said that, well, you haven't described what an invasion is. In the declaration, the numbers speak for themselves. Tell the rancher we're not being invaded. Tell the lady driving down the highway she's not being invaded. Tell the citizens of Kinney County and every county on the border you aren't being invaded. I think they're going to beg to differ with you.
Right now, this is just a petition that they're making for the governor of Texas. As of right now, this does not change the authority that these counties have. Again, what they want is change. However, what exactly that will look like is yet to be determined. As of now, everything stays the same. But stick with us here, because coming up at 6, we also hear from a leader of a grassroots organization who was in the audience listening in, and why it's important for him to be here today. Reporting live, Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alicia. Now, the Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office providing an update on its efforts to identify the dozens of migrants who died in a smuggling operation last week. Among the 53 victims, 35 have been conclusively identified. 18 are potentially identified. The ages of the victims whose identities have been confirmed range from 13 years of age to 55. Among that group, 20 people from Mexico, 10 from Guatemala, and 5 from Honduras. We also have an update on the 4 victims who remain hospitalized. 1 person still at Christus Westover Hills. 2 people, a man and a woman, are at Methodist Hospital, and there is 1 more patient at University Health.
A 4th of July celebration turns deadly last night. This happened at a home on Harriman Place.
Yeah, it's in a neighborhood on the southwest side near Highway 90 and Frio City Road. Here's what we know right now. A 43-year-old man named Pablo Ruiz was lighting fireworks and reportedly died from what the Bexar County Medical Examiner says is an explosion mishap.
He suffered a head injury. His death has been ruled an accident. And 2 men believed to be in their 50s were found shot and killed this morning in a parking lot next to a Northeast Side gas station. It happened on Perrin Central near the intersection of Perrin Vital. Garrett Berger brings us what we know so far.
Though they think the shooting happened overnight in the early hours of the morning, San Antonio police weren't dispatched to this parking lot until about 8:30.
It looks like 1 male was shot outside of the car, 1 male was shot inside of the car.
Why they were killed? Not immediately clear. Asked if the men had been robbed, a police spokesman said that was still to be determined.
And right now, we just know one fact, and that's they were shot.
Across the street, restaurant owner Pedro Guerrero believes he knows the 2 men. At least one, possibly both, he said, appeared to be sleeping in the car for several weeks in that area.
Yeah, so we think it was both of them, because we would always, we would see one of them at a time, but they were always, together. One was always outside.
And while the online area crime map on SAPD's website only shows a handful of incidents within a half-mile in the past year, none of them assaults, Guerrero says it's a rough area, and he's had to help people who come into the restaurant.
But they come in, pretty much all beaten up, just asking for help, for us to call the police, because they don't have phones or anything like that.
The SAPD spokesman acknowledged the shots that killed the 2 men may have been mistaken for fireworks, but they're hoping someone heard them all the same.
Police are asking anybody who may have heard something around 3:30 this morning to give the homicide division a call. That number on your screen. On the Northeast Side, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Now to the latest on that deadly July 4th shooting at a parade in Highland Park, Illinois, near Chicago. We are learning more about the suspected gunman's plan of attack and how exactly he carried it out. ABC's Morgan Norwood with details.
Officials say the suspected gunman at the center of the deadly rampage at a July 4th celebration in Highland Park, Illinois, had been planning this attack for weeks.
He brought a high-powered rifle to this parade. He accessed the roof of a business via a fire escape ladder and began opening fire.
Though Robert Cremo III has not yet been charged, investigators making clear he's the one they believe is responsible for this deadly mass shooting. According to multiple law enforcement sources, Cremo is cooperating with authorities and has made statements taking responsibility for the attack. Police say he purchased at least 5 firearms, including that AR-15 style high-powered rifle, legally in Illinois. They allege he fired more than 70 rounds into the crowd.
During the attack, Cremo was dressed in women's clothing, and investigators do believe he did this to conceal his facial tattoos and his identity and help him during the escape.
When the rampage was over, authorities say he dumped the rifle, got down from the roof, and walked among the same people he had just been shooting at.
He walked to his mother's home, who lived in the area, and he blended right in with everybody else as they were running around.
Right now, authorities are still working to piece together a motive and a timeline. This doctor, who happened to be at the scene, jumping in to help save lives.
I started a couple IVs. We helped move people to a staging area. I didn't do anything heroic. I did what anyone who has who has medical training would try to do.
In all, 7 people were killed and more than 30 taken to the hospital. Officials say they found a second rifle in the suspect's car. And President Biden has ordered flags at half-staff in honor of the victims of this shooting. Biden saying today he's unsure if he'll travel here to Highland Park. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Highland Park, Illinois.
Back here at home, fireworks believed to be the cause of a fire that destroyed 2 Northwest Side homes last night. The fire started around 11:30 on a street called Winston Place. It's near Loop 1604 and Bandera Road. San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood says they initially thought 4 homes were at risk, but crews managed to keep the fire contained to 2. Everyone made it out safely. No one was hurt.
It's just so dry out there right now. Another house fire leaving one more family without a home. This was near Pleasanton Road in South Flores. It was about 3 this morning when crews were called there. 4 people were inside the home. They made it out safely. The cause is still under investigation. And as we check out traffic on this Tuesday, I-10 at the Y, where you can see it's usually very busy. Still busy, but things moving very smoothly. And, we talked about burn bans. We've talked about house fires started by fireworks.
It's hot.
It's hot and dry.
And it's going to continue that way.
It is. And last night, those winds were really high, too. And that definitely contributed to some fire danger. Tonight, winds are going to be strong as well. But at least we won't have the fireworks, or at least we shouldn't have the fireworks. In Del Rio, 102 degrees today. It was 99 in Eagle Pass, 100 in Schertz, 99 in Santa Maria. And a closer metro view here was 99 in Windcrest and 101 in La Verne. Believe it or not, today's high of 100 degrees is actually probably going to be one of the cooler, quote unquote, cooler days in our near future. I'll have a look ahead coming up.
Well, a life-saving change is coming to some baby products, and it's something parents should know about. It involves products sold for sleep. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz explains some new guidelines and what parents should do to be sure their babies are safe.
Rocking the baby often helps get him to nod off to sleep. But as we've reported, the Consumer Product Safety Commission and 2 manufacturers warn, don't use these rockers for infant sleep. At least 13 deaths are tied to this Fisher-Price rocker and 1 death tied to this Kids 2 rocker.
While companies say these rockers are not intended for sleep, we know that parents and caregivers sometimes use them for that purpose, and the same goes for other infant seats and swings.
Similar to the incline sleepers that Congress recently banned, it's the baby's reclined position that makes these products dangerous for any period of sleep.
Products that place an infant in a reclined sleeping position increase the risk of suffocation, causing an infant's head to tilt forward and compress the airway.
And that's what new regulations are meant to address. All infant sleep products manufactured must now meet minimum safety requirements that align with American Academy of Pediatrics guidelines. Babies should sleep alone on a flat surface. But Consumer Report says it's okay to let your baby sleep for short stretches in the car seat while driving.
Car seat design allows for babies to safely be in a semi-reclined position while also giving them the protection that they need in a crash when the car seat is installed properly in the vehicle.
Be sure the child is securely harnessed. If your baby falls asleep in a car seat, rocker, bouncer, or swing, experts say move them to a safe sleep space as soon as possible. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
When you think of car troubles, you probably think older models, but a new report shows this year that's not exactly the case. What new vehicle owners are experiencing and how the complaints compare to previous years.
Plus, Google stepping in following the Roe v. Wade ruling, what they're trying to do to protect users when we come back.
I'm Myra Arthur here in the KSAT 12 newsroom. Here's what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. Without emotion or opinion, local doctors opening up about the health dangers they're concerned about in the wake of new abortion bans. How they say the new law affects patients, doctors, and the entire healthcare system. Plus, kids ages 6 months and up now eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. So how many in San Antonio have now received their first dose? And what's the city doing to encourage more parents to make that move? Erica Hernandez checks in on those numbers and has some information on pop-up vaccine clinics. That's tonight at 6 o'clock. We'll see you then.
Well, Google is working on an update that will better protect users' privacy when it comes to personal medical situations or healthcare decisions. The company will soon automatically delete records of visits to abortion clinics or fertility centers. It comes following the overturning of Roe versus Wade. For now, users can set some or all of their location history to be deleted automatically after a certain period of time.
More people traveling this summer. It's caused the TSA to reach a record. The administration has screened more than 2 million people every day for the last 30 days. This weekend alone, more than 11.2 million people passed through airport security checkpoints.
And Friday was the busiest day of the holiday weekend. More than 2.5 million people were screened by TSA. That's the highest number since February 2020.
All right, did you buy a new car recently? This story might be familiar to you. J.D. Power reports that people have had more problems in the first 90 days of having a new vehicle than ever before. The group surveyed more than 84,000 people who bought or leased a model 2022 vehicle. 11% reported more issues than 2021. To put that into perspective, the highest year-to-year increase in 36 years was previously at 3%.
I know that the AC better be working.
If that's one of the things going out, yeah.
Here this week especially.
Yeah, South Texans will not be happy. 99 degrees out there, and we are just in a pattern. Are we not, Sarah?
Stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
That's the way we are. And it's going to be that way for the next few days with us cranking up the heat even more. So, yeah, I've got to be the bearer of bad news, but let's put some facts behind it, okay? Here's a look at the rainfall we've seen so far. So since the start of meteorological summer, since June 1st, we've only seen 63/100ths of an inch of rain. By this time, we should have an additional 3+ inches of rain in those rain gauges. But where it really stands out is when you look at the year. So since January 1st, we've only had a measly 5 inches of rain. This is very, very dry. We should have almost a whole foot of rain in addition to that 5 inches of rain. We just have not seen rainfall in San Antonio the way that we should. And in fact, this is one of the driest starts to the year we've had on record for San Antonio. Just to really put that nail in the coffin, look at the rainfall potential over the next 7 days. Drastic when you look at the big picture. There's pretty much a hole right over south central Texas. Elsewhere, areas across the Great Lakes and the Appalachian Mountains are going to get some good rain, but we are going to miss out on this completely. And the reason for it? I bet you know what that reason is. It's the heat high, which is going to be building over south central Texas. Areas of rain today as we look at the satellite and radar. Some severe storms across the Midwest for areas like Nebraska and Iowa. But for us, all we've got is that pesky heat high. Heat highs work by compressing the air above us, making it hotter. Higher pressure equals higher heat, a lot like that Instapot at home. And we're going to be looking at afternoon temperatures right above 100 degrees for the coming days. Tomorrow, we're going to be close to a record of 102. We'll be at 101. And over the weekend, 103 for the high temperatures on Saturday and Sunday. And right now, that's being conservative. There are some forecast models that put us even above 103. So we'll continue to keep you updated. We'll be close to that record of 103 on Sunday of this upcoming weekend. Where were we at today? Well, we got up to 100 degrees, 4 degrees shy of the record set back in 2009. No rain in that rain gauge. And as we look outside right now, it's pretty windy. We've got winds from the southeast sustained at 10 to 15 to even 20 miles per hour out in Del Rio. So if you have plans later tonight, here's what you can expect. A windy forecast for us this evening. After the sun sets at 8:38, we'll be seeing temperatures fall into the 80s. It'll be 83 degrees by 12 a.m. and we'll have higher humidity by 12 a.m. as well. All right, your KSAT 12-hour forecast for tomorrow, waking up a lot like the last couple of mornings, some clouds, very humid, 77 degrees early tomorrow morning. We'll be looking at clearing skies in the 80s by 10. Around noon, we'll be at 90 degrees. South winds tomorrow about 10 miles per hour. And then in the afternoon, 101 for the high temperature, so a degree hotter than today. And we could occasionally have a gust up to about 20 miles per hour, but that southeast wind's going to feel more like a hairdryer than anything outside. 102 for the high in Pleasanton. Elsewhere, 101 in Del Rio, 102 in Eagle Pass. Paso, it'll be 104 in Cotulla and Laredo. And a neighborhood view here, it'll be 102 in Petite, 102 on the south side near Stinson, 101 New Braunfels, 100 in Seguin, 96 in Bernie, and 98 in Comfort. So just a few degrees cooler in those higher elevations. The other thing you're going to want to watch out for tomorrow is the heat index value. In the peak heat of the day, we're going to have heat index value anywhere from 100 to 104. And so we're going to add on to that triple-digit tally. Coming up at 6, I'll tell you when, on average, we see our last 100-degree day, because we're in it for the long haul, guys.
I know I was out barbecuing yesterday. It was so hot. We had a fan on, and it really didn't matter. It was just miserable being outside.
You had a fan on outside.
Yeah, I was laughing about the draft picks that aren't from Texas, talking about how hot San Antonio it is.
Yeah.
They're about to go to Vegas, Greg, for summer league. It's going to be warmer there.
But the good news is it's all inside.
Very true. But they still have to go outside at some point.
Exactly, at some point. Number 1 pick is back. We're talking about Jeremy Sohan after his battle with COVID. And the Spurs signed one of their first-round picks when we come back. After getting the holiday weekend off, the Spurs went back to work today, getting their young players ready for the NBA Summer League games, which tip off on Friday. The good news today is that number 1 draft pick, 9th overall, Jeremy Sohan, was back on the court after testing positive for COVID last week and arriving in San Antonio. Now the question is, will he be available to play in the Summer League game starting on this Friday?
Good to see him. He's doing well, able to come to Vegas and be with the team and be a part of it. So excited for him. It was a quick departure after the introduction. I can't keep up with the return to out of health protocols, whatever that process is. I think he's in it still, whatever that is. He's obviously out of protocols, but there's obviously a ramp up in a cardiac and a clearance deal. I don't know where he is in that.
But I guess with everything you know about him, he'll get up to speed pretty quickly.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, if anything, right, he'll be working with our people out there, whatever capacity ends up being. He plays 30 minutes. He's training with them, right? It could be anything.
All right, before we were allowed into practice today, the Spurs announced the signing of their first of 3 first-round draft picks today. Blake Wesley out of Notre Dame, the Spurs picked up at the number 25 pick overall.
It feels good. It's a dream come true. Been thinking about this since I was like 5 years old. So to be able to sign a contract is good, a blessing, once in a lifetime opportunity. So can't take it for granted. So it's a blessing.
All right, with Jock Landale part of the trade that sent DeJounte Murray to the Atlanta Hawks, the Spurs have signed free agent center Gorgui Dieng to a 1-year contract after playing for the Hawks last season. This is Dieng's second stint with the Spurs after playing only 16 games in the Silver and Black back in the 2021 season. Here's a look at the Spurs Summer League schedule. We'll start this Friday against the Cavaliers, followed by games against the Warriors, the Rockets, and then on the Hawks Thursday the 14th. We'll see if DeJounte Murray might participate in that Summer League game. We'll see. Tickets for the KSAT Pigskin Classic 2022 presented by your San Antonio area Chevy dealers are now on sale right now at all Las Palapas locations for just $15. You can take it all in, all 3 games of the Alamo Dome on August the 27th. The very first weekend of the 2022 high school football season, Smithson Valley versus Reagan kicks off the triple-header at 11:30 a.m., followed by Judson versus Johnson. And then the nightcap has Steele going up against Brennan. If for some reason you can't make it to the Dome on that day, August the 27th, all 3 games will be broadcast live on KSAT 12, starting with our pregame show at 11 a.m. That's right, almost 12 hours of non-stop TV live.
What a way to kick off the high school football season, though.
It'll be fun. And the key, indoors.
Yes, very key.
Excited. All right, we'll be right back.
No relief from the heat in sight. In fact, we'll have record-challenging heat tomorrow with temperatures rising even hotter by the weekend. At least small consolation is that the humidity will be going down a little bit over the weekend, but still 103 is 103.
Going up, 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 up.
So we say it's a dry heat. Maybe that'll make us feel better.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Thanks for watching the news at 5.